Executive Chairperson at the National Social Security Fund, taking over from politician Gideon Dambuki, whose appointment has since been revoked. Former IEBC Vice Chairperson Lilian Mahiri Zaje has been appointed as a commissioner at the Energy Regulatory Commission. Margaret Wanjiku Saitoti, the wife to the late Security Minister George Saitoti, has been appointed to the National Irrigation Board. Politicians who lost in the 2017 poll have also found their way to the public service. Former Baringo Governor Benjamin Chiboi has been appointed chairman on a non-executive capacity to the Agriculture Development Corporation Board, while former Isiolo Governor Godana Goyo has been appointed chairperson to the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital Board, taking over from Mark Bor, whose appointment has been nullified. Former Ndhiwa MP Agustino Neto has been appointed as a board member of the National Environment Management Authority. Former Kwale woman representative Zainab Chizuga, a board member of the National Irrigation Board. 2017 Jubilee Party's Mombasa gubernatorial candidate Suleiman Shebal has also been appointed as chairperson of the board of Kenya Trade Network Agency. Former ODM leader Raila Odinga's aide Karoli Omondi, who took a stab as MP for Suba South constituency, has also benefited from the new appointments. He has been appointed to the National Oil Corporation Board. Others who have benefited from the presidential appointments is former Kenya National Union of Teachers Chairman Mudzo Nzili, who takes over as a chairman non-executive capacity at the National Irrigation Board. Emmanuel Ichor Imama, who previously held this position, has had his appointment revoked. Judith Wanjiku Kibaki, the daughter to former President Mwai Kibaki, has been appointed as a member of the board of the Kenya Investment Authority. Comedian Vincent Mwasia Mutua, a Lance Chipukizi, has been appointed to the Nakada board.
All right, away from that, and those drama in Kidhimani Court in Yatta, Machakos County, when a lawyer representing two robbery suspects adamantly defied the court to visit the scene of crime at Matu Shopping Center. Now, the two are among four suspects who were arrested 2 months ago after allegedly taking over a luxurious house belonging to a prominent businessman in the shopping center for a week, dining and wining before making away with household goods.
The complainant, Michael Madeka, was hacked by the lawyer, representing two suspects whom he accused of employing delaying tactics. The hacked Madeka said the lawyer was trying to introduce too many issues that were not part of the application to try and take off balance. He claimed the suspects ate fish from his fish pond and cooked ugali in his house, and they made merry for a whole week.
All right, let's cross over to Mombasa County, where the government has moved in to help veteran musician Mzee Ali Juma Mwangusha a day after the media highlighted his plight. Mombasa County Commissioner Evans Achoki, who came to the aid of Mwangusha, I beg your pardon, appealed to persons with disabilities to register with relevant government agencies for support.
Mzee Juma Mwangusha suffered permanent eye disability leading to blindness when he was only 12 years, but that did not hinder his passion for composing melodies. For decades, Mwangusha played out his tunes, attracting a huge audience. Conversely, Mwangusha has been begging for several years now after losing his job at Bombolulu Cultural Center, where the tourism sector slumped.
As we try to look for other means of how we can assist him, I want to encourage Mzee Ali Mwangusha that the government will try to look for all means possible, not only him, but other disabled persons, to see how they can be assisted.
Mombasa County Commissioner Evans Achoki, who was moved by the plight of Mwangusha, tracked him down and met him at Uhuru Nikazi offices. Achoki saying that Mwangusha will be assisted to apply for support from the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya, which has a kitty to help persons with disabilities.
Try to inquire what skills he has, so that I can give him the form for the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya, which he can fill, and then we can give him equipment that he can use to earn him a daily living. So we have agreed and discussed, and he has said he's interested in a car wash machine.
Achoki says the government has channeled funds to the disabled kitty solely to help physically challenged persons access funds to start businesses that can make them earn a decent living instead of resulting to begging. The guest Mwangusha praised Achoki for his timely cash boost and said that he was going to apply to the fund for assistance. Brenda Gitonga, Lunchtime News.
Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission now says election of leaders with questionable credentials is a drawback to the fight against corruption. While exonerating itself from allegations of non-performance, the anti-graft agency says that the country finds itself in the present situation because Kenyans have entrusted resources to persons with questionable characters. Eric Begon gives us the details.
Possible loss of billions of taxpayers' money is currently under investigation by government agencies mandated with a task, whereas the offices of Director of Criminal Investigations and the Director of Public Prosecutions are seen to be on top of the game. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission appears sidelined from the ongoing purge. EACC, however, appears keen to shift the focus on what it is doing to the role of the public in the war on corruption. Responding to a barrage of criticism on social media this morning, EACC disclosed that the greatest challenge facing the country is election of leaders with questionable characters. When you elect leaders who lack integrity, you undermine the fight against corruption and unethical conduct because you are entrusting your resources to questionable characters. Make a positive choice and change today, EACC said in its Twitter account. But the Commission has usually been blamed for clearing the said individuals. Faced with this question, EACC says it does not clear anyone to run for office, but rather make recommendations to the relevant agencies. EACC saying that it is the honors of the agencies to work on the recommendations made. The Eliud Wabukala-led body insists that the war on graft is a multi-agency effort where EACC only investigates and forwards cases to the office of the DPP for prosecution, while the courts adjudicate. Eric Biegon reporting for Channel 1 News.
All right, 8 minutes past 1 p.m. here on Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Allow me to take a short breather, but we still have a lot lined up for you, including matters, sports and later business with my colleague Regina Manyara Gitao.
My boss asked me when I was employed, if you weren't an auditor, what will you be doing? And I said, I will be cooking. And he said, why are you not cooking? I said, I am cooking. He said, no, you need to cook. And I said,
it's always being said in business, know your competitor weakness for you to beat him through his weakness.
Road to Success, only on KBC Channel 1.
SportPesa Super Cup has come to Kenya. Kenya's own Gore AFC Kakamega Homeboys getting ready to take on Tanzania's Singida and JKU. The champion will one race FC at Goodison Park. Don't miss another moment of football history. SportPesa Super Cup from the 3rd to 10th of June.
Welcome back and thank you for keeping it Channel 1 Lunchtime News, and we continue the bulletin to education matters, where stakeholders in the country are now calling on the management of boarding schools to prioritize security to safeguard students from harm. Eastern Regional Coordinator of Education Margaret Lesude says there is need for strict security measures to ensure cases of defilement such as the one reported at Moi Nairobi Girls are avoided.
Stakeholders meeting at Chuka University raised concerns over the safety of learners in schools. Regional Coordinator of Education in Eastern Region, Margaret Lesuda, says the principals and the head teachers and the entire management of schools must prioritize security.
The toilets to the door, please do it. What has happened is an alert that we need to go back and see. Can it happen in my school? We say God forbid. But let us make sure that we have sealed all the loopholes. Ladies and gentlemen.
This as Kisii County Education Board instructed boards of management in schools in the region to ensure security of students by enhancing safety measures. Kisii County Education Board Chairman Henry Ondori, presiding over prize-giving day education at St. Charles Luanga Ishuni Girls Secondary School in Masaba Sub-County, stressed the urgent need for local communities around schools protecting the students.
You are aware of what happened at Moi Girls High School, Nairobi, and we wouldn't like the same thing to happen in this county. It is on the honors of the board of management and the leadership of the schools to ensure the security of our young ones, in particular the girls.
Meanwhile, national government through the Ministry of Education will embark on reviewing funding of public universities in a bid to boost science, technology, innovation and research. Speaking during the opening of the first annual International Conference of Decolonizing Education at University of Embu, Principal Secretary in charge of University Education and Research, Professor Misheni Ntiba, noted that for a long time universities have concentrated on just training, but no effort has been enhancing innovation and research. Ntiba said that the Ministry of Education will from next week kickstart the process of identifying universities which can be supported to establish science, technology, innovation and research-oriented centers. Reporting for Lunchtime News, I'm Kaltun Jama.
Now, to Nakuru County, residents of Njoro town have raised concern over what they say are increased cases of criminality attributed to drug and substance abuse. The residents are accusing police and local administration of doing little to contain the situation despite numerous complaints.
Disquiet is simmering among residents of Njoro town following a spate of criminal acts they attribute to widespread use of recreational drugs among the youth. They say unrestrained consumption of illicit brew and hard drugs has seen them live in an ending fear. Businesses shut down and families become increasingly dysfunctional. Through their spokespersons, Silas Njoroge and Richard Lubisia, the residents want security officers in the area to arrest 3 people they say are notorious distributors of drugs and brewers of illicit brew.
Nimeungana na viongozi wote wa mahali hapa ili tuanze kufanya huu mkutano na tukomeshe hayo maovu yote. Wakati unaposikia sema, wakati unaona sema. Manake hata tukilaumu viongozi wetu, tunajua hata nasi tumekosea kwa njia moja na ile nyingine.
The residents are accusing local administration officials of failing to act to confidential information about unscrupulous business people whom they say are increasingly blighting development in the area. Njoro Assistant County Commissioner Lydia Matata, however, faulted area residents for failing to volunteer information that can lead to the arrest of brewers of illicit brew and other perpetrators of crime.
Waambie before operation yetu ianze, manake itaanza as soon as possible. Wahame ama tutaenda kuwahamisha. Tukiwakosa tunawafanya nini? Tunawahamisha.